We're Roots, Goose, and Scales, and on Facebook or Instagram, if you type in either of those things, our pages will come up on both. And we breed a lot of weird lizards, cool skinks, and Dan has a whole bunch of different colubrids like Boiga and the Barons Racers.
Yeah, a lot of rear fang stuff. So false water cobras, Baron Eye. I got the rhinos too. I think me and McCurley are the two largest collections of Boiga in the country.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. He has a cool stripe one, like it's a Melanota.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to move the mic real quick. Hold up. Keep talking.
Instead of the banded pattern, she's like striped down.
Yeah, she's got a lateral stripe that goes pretty much almost completely down both sides. Got like one little break.
That's cool.
And she might be breeding next year, so we'll see. It's been a struggle to find like a spare male that's not enormous, because she's not like super huge yet.
Yeah, I think she's more of an island Melanota versus the mainland Malaysian stuff, where they're like 8 feet long and as thick as your forearm, versus her. She's about 6 foot, but she's a little bit heftier than like the dendro that you see readily available.
Yeah. All right, so now is there anything specific that you guys want to promote, like anything like big that you guys are doing upcoming, like as far as projects go?
So hopefully then next year, the Baron Eye, I have all 3 color phases. I know everybody loses their mind over the blues, but if you see the browns in person, and like I was the same way when I first got into them.
Yeah.
The silver, the red, the little like tough brown undertones they have on them.
Yeah.
It throws the blues out of the water, because the blues, it's line bred and it's all going to be bright blue versus like a steely blue.
Yeah.
Those ones they blow both greens and the blues out of the water, in my opinion.
Dan's favorite.
Yeah.
They got like a silvery look to them. It's really neat.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen any other ones in person except for the ones that he has.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like
something that I like about what you guys do is that it reminds me a lot of the classic Herbert, where you guys work with so many different species. It's just like you don't see a lot of that. You see now, like, I am only a ball python person. I only work with skinks. But you guys have a like fairly large collection as far as like species wise goes. How do you go about like successfully working with so many different kinds of animals?
It's a little tough, but a lot of it's sort of on the same schedule. Like, a lot of it brewmates, a lot of it needs similar temperatures, but for the most part, like, all my lizards, except for maybe, like, the Gastropholos and some of the geckos, need, like, a cooling, and they do better with, like, a little seasonal cycle. Like, the skinks are the more, like, hardcore end of that, where they actually like brewmate, but a lot of the stuff does have like a dip, and that'll trigger it to breed. And I don't have anything that needs it like too cold or too warm. The only outlier is like the mossy frogs. They're like in the outside of the house, and the shinnies are also in the outside of the house, but they brewmate too, so they're still in that category. They just can't take it as warm as like where we have all the Aussie stuff. So that's one thing. And I'm thinning down on some of the weird gecko stuff to do more skinks.
Yeah?
So that's also a contributing factor.
Yeah.
So
what makes it like an ideal species for you guys? Like, is there like certain characteristics that you're like, okay, this is where my realm is? Personally, for me, just out of an example, when it comes to newer animals, I know that I don't want to feed a lot of insects. You know, I have the skinks, but they're mainly with the dog food, Missouri diets,
prepared stuff.
I mean, the ball pythons are easy. It's a rat, and then the turtles, pellets. You know, what makes it for you guys?
I think for the majority of like when we're looking at new projects,
pick up the mic just a little. Yeah.
So with our new projects, we always look at each. We have 3 different rooms in our house right now, and each room's a little bit different. So we look at which room has space in it that we have, or like that we want to put something else into, and then from there we'll look at what's our feeding schedule like? What's their breeding system like? Because like with a lot of my stuff, it's seasonal changes of just like, hey, mist heavy, feed heavy. Like I can trigger any of my stuff depending on what time of year it is. Yeah. Just outside, or if I want to do it myself, it's just every day go in there, spray. Hey, it's been 3 days. Let me feed you again. Because a lot of the papers that we look at, it's, hey, they're seasonal feeders. They look at when birds are breeding, and then their entire bird diet that can be variable switches to like 90% birds. So it's like, okay, let me just go start tossing chicks at you, and next thing you know, I have clutches eggs, and I'm like, awesome.
Sometimes too many clutches eggs. Like some of these they double clutch, and you can't stop them. You just have to keep feeding them.
The first clutch is pipping, and then I go down and check on mom, and I'm like, there's another clutch of 12 eggs. Let me go take care of that.
That's like a good problem to have.
It is and it isn't, because some of the stuff we do work with, like that's where it gets a little tricky on the back end. Is starting some of the species that we have. It is a little tricky and it's labor intensive. And then with the stuff that I work with, it's now you have to look at legal regulations and stuff.
The rear fang stuff
can't
sometimes.
Bring them to Florida.
It's a little...
But where we're at now in PA, it's it's fair game as long as it's not native, and we've gotten our name out pretty well enough that people know who we are. And we're always down to talk to people because it seems like the weird people kind of all congregate together.
And some of these things, we'll bring them to shows and people will have never seen whatever that is in person yet, which is really cool. I like all the skink stuff and all the different colors, the blue tongues. I like the variety on those.
Yeah.
And then all the skinks in general, the zebras and the reticulated water skinks and the Igurnia, they're just all really cool. And I've brought them to shows and people have just been really, even if they don't buy it that day, if they go home, they look it up and they find out there's really neat species out there that are I don't even know why they're so uncommon. It's mostly import related and stuff. I bred the water skinks, the reticulated water skinks, and they used to get imported in droves from Madagascar, and they kind of stopped that, and you don't see them often at all.
Yeah.
And I didn't see any on Morph Market really. I saw a couple imports come in last year that I got some, so now the breeding group is even bigger.
Yeah.
So we're going to continue with that because they're really cool little skinks.
Yeah. That's the one good thing. One thing with Daytona or some of the other shows, you have these niche people that kind of come to a show. This might be the only show they do, and it brings that exposure to something. It's sometimes a negative aspect to it, where people get into something and they want it because it's the next cool, new, neat thing, but it gets in the hands of somebody that can't or doesn't know the proper process to breed it and get everything going. And it maybe wallet blocks people, with the Shinisaurus. We finally were able to pick up a fifth one.
Yeah.
And the four of them, two of them are our original pair, and then two holdback babies. So it's kind of got wallet block now for a species that is easy
really
to care
cool.
for.
I think they're easy. They're not messy, despite the water aspect. That scares some people.
Yeah.
It's not a problem. They're not super messy animals.
Yeah. It kind of for the longest time, the reputation for them was this is the most difficult thing. This is impossible to do. And then all of a sudden it's just people are killing it with these things.
Our pair breeds whenever I let them. I actually had to separate them a couple times so she got a break.
Yeah.
But they're really cool. They're neat. They're personable. Sometimes they could be shy when you first get them. It takes a while. The female, she wanted to bite me and stuff for a couple months. And now she's really good. And they're up at the front of the glass. I have to stop them from tumbling out of the cage.
Yeah.
Because they'll be so into the food. They'll see me coming with the tongs and the Bugs Cup or whatever they're eating that day. They have a cool diet.
I think they're one of those ones, if you wanted to, you could build a big enclosure. You could target train them. You can get them to do
they're already target
a lot. You can get them to do a lot of cool stuff if you want to interact with a lizard, but not handle it or walk around your house with it.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
But if you wanted that display tank, if you wanted that display tank kind of centerpiece, and you wanted to have interaction with it still, I think those would be an awesome species.
I mean, dude, I know that it's overplayed what I'm about to say, but that is a mini dinosaur, visually.
The scutes on them are exactly
insane.
Like a crocodilian.
Yeah.
The tail's super cool too, and they don't get that big. They're 14-ish inches.
Yeah, that's extremely manageable.
Reasonable size.
Yeah.
And the live babies aspect, super nice. But point of it is, don't get something just because it's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, because you really, really like it. And I every time we add something new, I really have to ponder it for a while and think about, because we have so much stuff already.
Yeah.
It's I have to make sure that it fits and that I'm gonna like it and that it's
You kind of with what we do, it's you kind of chase the problem while you're doing it, when you want to add new stuff, because you're fighting an impulse of hey, it's cool, I think it's working, let's grab it. But if you're gonna do it in large scale and large diversity, you really have to like what you're doing, because it will be a labor of love sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I went through that sometime about last year with the New Caledonia geckos that I was working with, and with Phelsuma. So I was in the process of moving. I did a test for some of my blue tongues, about half of them outside. I liked the way it was, so I'm all right, I'm going to put the rest of my blue tongues outside. So everything that I have is outside.
And it freed up a bunch of space up in your house, and you had empty cage syndrome.
Exactly. But then it was a thing where it's just I also had the Phelsuma that I was keeping outside, and then even my Gargs and my Crescent geckos, I was keeping them outside. But I looked at them, and I was just dude, I'm going to put a lot of attention to these blue tongues this year. it's one of those things where you kind of just have to understand that I need to move this group of animals on, and I got rid of all of those animals because it's just like I want the attention to be on this specific thing.
I've done that before. I used to have day geckos.
Yeah, and dude, I love day geckos.
They're
but it's
so
just,
pretty.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I think though, if I know the shinnies are kind of expensive, we have a decent sized group of them.
Yeah,
I think the reticulated water skinks, they're another one of those things people think water and that scares them off, but for the most part, you're keeping
like
just
them
a
too.
large water dish for the most part. And then
what's another name for those water skinks?
Madagascar and dive
Amphiglossus?
skinks.
There were some that Alex from OTW had that something with an S, or no, was it the Mueller skink?
Sulawesi skink?
That one.
That
that's
one.
the
That's a
bacon
little
eye. That's
spiky
the
Okay,
one. There's
okay.
a couple that look like that. I forget all their like Latin
Yeah.
names. That's one of them.
Got you.
So they're up there, but they're kind of like on the same level with croc skinks, the red-eyed and the
Yeah.
Triblinotus. You got to be wary with them, and even with the shinnies and stuff, where you have that high water, the one thing you have to watch is fungus.
Yeah, dude.
And
I
you-
mean, I get that same issue with the turtles.
So with the baby shinnies, I keep them like way less water than the adults. I'll give the babies like a little bowl or a little pan and just
Yeah.
change it out daily instead of having like the whole thing water because it just gets too moist for them. So I'll have like mulch or soil
Yeah.
for their land and then just have a little water base until they get a lot of size on them to make sure that they could dry out completely. Because if you get fungus on them little guys, it does
Yeah.
a number on them.
Yeah.
Like I've seen people like have
That
problems
fungus
with
is
it.
like borderline the same thing if you looked at like the file snakes where
Yeah.
everybody had those and the white
Okay.
spot fungus.
Uh-huh.
It's like borderline the same on those and it
What's
will wipe them.
the treatment for something like that?
So I haven't had like super problems with it.
Yeah.
But like I had a little, what I thought was a little spot show up on one of them, and I had a friend, Legacy Herps, recommend me to use like Gentian Violet,
Okay.
which you just like dab it on there, and it took care of that little patch. So I don't know if it
Interesting.
was that, but I saw it and I freaked out, and I
Yeah.
was like,
And
we're not dealing with this.
It's-
And
It worked for us. Like that spot went away. The only thing is you might
I'm just like, it dyes
Dye your
the area
animal purple
purple
for
for
a
a
little
while.
Yeah. There was a time where I had an issue with fungus with some of my turtles, and a very large, prominent turtle breeder told me, he's like, dude, you're going to put them in a 40-gallon tub, you're going to fill it all the way up, and you are going to put a drop of bleach. You're going to mix it up, and you're going to put the turtle in there. And he's like, but you're not going to keep it there for like a long period of time. You're going to leave it there for a couple hours. You're going to take it out. You're going to dry dock it. And then you're going to repeat this process for a week.
I feel like I don't keep any kind of turtles
Yeah.
and stuff like that, but I feel like I vaguely heard that method before.
Yeah, and it worked. It worked. It killed the fungus.
But yeah.
Yeah.
And
Very
I think it's like all the water stuff can struggle
Yeah.
with that because it's just like in captivity, too damp, too compacted.
Yeah.
So
I think the problem is we have an issue. A lot of people have issues when they do the aquatic stuff. They're looking at tanks and stuff, and your airflow is, for
'Cause
lack
it,
of a
like,
better term,
blocks
dog
it.
crap.
So the adults, like they're in Tetra makes a really cool like Exoterra-like tank.
Okay.
But it's Tetra branded and it's got sliding glass doors and it's got like ventilation on the front and the top, so I think that helps a bit.
Got you.
And it actually lets you plumb in if you want to like a bottom drain to like a canister
Yeah,
filter,
you can
which
put a
is
whole
super cool. It's
bulkhead on there and
pre-drilled.
Yeah. Very interesting.
But it's hard to find that tank. It's like I have to pick them up at like shows when I see them.
Yeah,
But if
yeah.
you do see them, I really like that. And the sliding doors as opposed to like the opening ones, I'm a fan of that.
And they have the good mesh on top, so if you have a cat or something that likes
yeah,
to
it's
sit
like
on top
it's
of a
like
cat,
that
it's a metal
welded
mesh.
mesh.
Oh,
It like
okay.
can't cave in if you set stuff
It's
on
crazy,
it.
like the little things that as people in herpetology, like we have to be very specific on. It's like no, like that's the good one. That's the good
Because
piece
it's like
of wood.
it's not like Exoterra where it has like the like window screen
Yeah,
pushed in
yeah,
with
yeah.
that little rubber liner.
Yep.
This is like welded to the top, so
Yeah.
you cannot squish that screen in. It lasts for.
Yeah.
I have had those tanks since like 2018, and they're not even rusty. They're not even squished. Perfect.
Yeah. Now, as far as like the skinks that you guys are working with, is there a specific species that you prefer?
I really like the Northerns, but I also really like the IJs.
Okay.
I got more IJs recently, so that project is like it's not as many. Like I have way more Northerns than the IJs.
But you have really nice IJs.
Yeah,
Like,
I
let's
did
be
that
honest.
on purpose. I
Yeah.
hunted them down. Every time I saw a weird one show up, I would like.
Like that's the best thing to
Get
do.
it.
She that's one of the few things that Stacy will get mean about. If she sees an IJ that she wants, she's like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Ron
oh,
and
that's
Heather
over
ended
there.
up getting one.
Yeah.
Oh, they actually one of the my like favorite one that I don't have is that really cool one they have with like the white sides and it's really light.
I have to go over there. I haven't gone to their table.
It's not here. They haven't. She's not gonna get rid of that one.
Yeah, no, that whole clutch.
That's a special one.
It held for a while and it just dropped because we were just talking to him. And
I was pregnant this year.
She's gonna fight somebody for that baby if she releases it.
I want a baby.
You
for
might have
female.
to fight
me.
No,
like because it's like this really nice orangey pinkish with the white sides, and I have like these really pinkish orangey males, and I'm like I want to cross those together.
I have to show. I can't show it to you now because I was gonna show it to you on the podcast, but I record with my phone, so I can't. I have to show you the female that I have because she is on the like reddish pinkish side, and that's the one that produced the crosses that I have.
So I've only I got a baby from one of those males.
Yeah.
And I bred one of those orangey pinkish males with a like dark phase mom.
Yeah.
Real high contrast.
And the baby is like it's gray, but it is getting lighter as it ages, just like the dad. So it didn't get like the pink and orange, but it did get like whatever the lightening is that's happening there. And that was the same mom, the same dark mom that popped out those weird little hypos that happened. I got a litter of little weird skinks, and there's 5 normals, and there's 1 special one in there.
Yeah.
And that was like a total accident.
You posted it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember this. Yeah.
I paired like 2 dark banded IJs. I just paired them because they matched real nice, and they had like nice contrast, so I thought they're going to make cool little babies no matter what. Yeah. And then I get 1 weird bright orange thingamabob in there.
And a panic attack right when we're about to go on vacation.
Yeah, because it was really like off schedule. Like she was like 3 or 4 weeks later than I've ever had babies before from them. So I was like, she's not really gonna do anything, is she? And then it was like she sneezed out 6 babies as we were leaving for a weekend away. So we got his sister to come by and feed the babies because I don't like leaving them when they're like fresh and small. I would have canceled like the trip straight up, but we could not. So
no, I'm having the same issue right now. I have 2 females that I think that those 2 are the last ones for the year that are gonna go, and I think that they're supposed to go within this week and next week. And then I also have some freshish babies that I'm just like, oh, I wish I was home right now.
Yeah,
making sure everything was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you guys, a lot of your stuff is really nice. I think that you guys have cherry-picked a great collection. Very, very good.
I'm hoping next year is going to be great.
Yeah, I think just, like, with the amount of time and different shows we go to and the, like, connections we've made, and like, I wouldn't say even connections, like, they're friends.
Yeah.
It's definitely helped us get that exposure to kind of see where everything is and how we got where we are. Because I think that's one of the other big things is, like, when you're in the hobby, you get tunnel vision, you forget things, and sometimes when you're looking at your same collection day over, I don't want to say it's stagnated and like burns you out, but having all those friends that we have and being able to check out collections, run things by them, I think something very important in the hobby to have, because putting yourself on an island and doing this hobby, it's dangerous.
Buddies.
Yeah.
Essential.
Buddies they keep you in check. They help with that impulse control. Sometimes they hurt it, but a lot of times they're there to help you.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's cool, the lot of us that are really at the forefront of a lot of these big things that are happening with blue tongues. I like to see how it kind of reminds me of the stories of like the start of the ball python side of this kind of stuff, where we're all like so excited about the little things that are happening and kind of just being able to foresee it, and we're kind of like excited for each other and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that is very, very cool. Now, IJs. Manny from Tiki's Geckos says that when he says something, they're like, oh man, they're like so much closer to like Indonesians. I personally think that they're closer to Australians. How do you guys feel about it?
I think they're Easterns with extra steps.
That's what I say. Bro, you could put a nice colored Eastern and a regular IJ, and they're
confusing
like,
sometimes.
Yeah, it's like this is a big Eastern, is what it reminds me of. Thank you. I'm gonna show him this.
I have one that's like literally like Eastern colors. Like she's like silver and black and white. Like,
right?
She's Easty colors. Yeah. She's just very large.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have too much skin on that front, but I think not to be the doting boyfriend. I agree with my girlfriend and everything, but just looking at the Easterns, because we have the Easterns, we have Northerns, we've seen like Marukis and stuff. I feel like they're closer to the Easterns. And
Yeah.
There's that theory that they are just Easterns that came over the land bridge when it was still connected.
Yeah,
to
that's what I
Australia.
would imagine. I mean, it was all one thing at one point, you know?
Dude, can you believe we're getting sponsored by the biggest reptile company yet?
I can't. We just gotta tell Yoshii, see what he thinks.
All right, Yoshii.
Oh my god, this is not what it looks like.
This video is sponsored by Morph Market, the world's largest marketplace for reptiles, amphibians, and even arachnids. Buy directly from verified sellers. Whether you're a first-time keeper or a hobbyist, Morph Market connects you with the best in the hobby.
I use it for shipping.
Always use Morph Market for your next reptile. Let's keep on going.
All right, we all know reptiles need bugs. And what better place to look for your bugs than online, not just any place, at dubia.com. Because on there, not only can you find dubia roaches, you can find hornworms, you can find mealworms, and Discord roaches for your Florida folks. And while you're at it, you can go and scrolling through on their website. They also sell really awesome front open enclosures, super easy to build. So this is a nice example of one of their 4x2s, and I'm currently working on saving up to get some of their 4x4s, so these little carpet pythons can get nice and big and look awesome.
A topic that a lot of blue tongue people talk about is like feeding and stuff like that. What is your guys' like feeding regimen for them?
I usually feed the adults like a big meal once a week, and then sometimes like a snack in between, depending on their weight. Because like some of them are like more prone to getting large, and you don't want that to happen because then they don't breed as good, not as healthy, obviously.
Yeah.
So I do at least one big meal and a snack. But staple would be really good quality wet dog food, mixed 50% of that, and then 50% chopped and shredded vegetables of various different kinds. Every time I go to the grocery store, I get like a different assortment of veggies than the previous one, so for variety and different vitamins and all that. And sometimes I use the Repashy Bluey Buffet. I'll just pick up a big can and make that on occasion. Cool. But it's a lot for like a big collection of blue tongues, a big can of Repashy.
How many do you guys have right now?
Probably 50-something.
not including babies.
Not including babies, but it wasn't a super good baby year, so that's not too bad on this front. And then the babies eat once a day, normally the wet cat food, or sometimes the veggie mix if I have extra, but they need like, I like to give them the higher protein stuff because they're growing so stinking fast.
Yeah,
usually every day for the babies when they're little, and then you taper it off as they grow until they're down to a couple times a week.
Yeah, you keep it in racks?
We're switching that.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's totally fine. Yeah, I mean, I've bred mine in racks for like a long time. I think that was just the standard. So I definitely
that's what everyone said.
Yeah, I don't poo-poo it, but I do like that like Vision is coming out with the racks that you can like have actual lighting.
I saw those at Tinley.
They're so cool.
I'm like, I keep skinks both ways.
Okay.
Where by next year, I think we're gonna have just all cages, except for the babies, because I don't know a good baby system that anyone has set up right now for individual housing and all the lights. Like, I don't know if anyone's like done
I'm trying to figure that out too,
because
this year, I mean, now that I'm kind of like, you know, bringing these babies in, and then I'm also like half thinking like, how can I set them up outside where it's just not going to be like detrimental to them and be able to monitor them, but I don't think that there's an efficient way right now at all.
Yeah.
Unless you were Dave Skinks, he's keeping them in he keeps his blue tongues in those like retic racks, and he'll keep the babies with the moms for a little bit, or he'll keep the babies in like very large. So maybe it's a situation where we're keeping them in like CB70 style tubs
with the Vision and the lamps over it, and like little squads of skinks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna as soon as I can, we're just gonna have skink pens.
Yeah, skink pens are dope.
I like the multi-tier level, the plants and all that.
Yeah.
So
might have to pull a page out of Johnny Racks where he's got all his on like caster
these are cool
wheels.
because he's in like a colder climate, but he wheels them outside sometimes.
I am so jealous of him, bro. Some of the stuff that he's producing, I'm just like, how is this even? This was like territory that nobody could get into, and then now he's just like doing it like. I mean,
I'm like fiending for
like,
westerns.
Bro,
I really like westerns.
Yeah. I feel like where he's at actually is beneficial. Sort of like
with
Tremper. He's up in Minnesota, I think.
Yeah.
Like, both of them, they get those really cold winters because Johnny's in New York.
Yeah.
So you have that cold drop like some of those alpine species, like the Nigrolita, I think it is. Or the blotches, they need that real cold drop versus the northerns where you're like 50's fine.
Yeah,
All the rare blue tongues need like a crisp snap, I feel.
Yeah, dude. But then, so I was talking to him, and he did like inform me, like there was like a. He said that there was probably like a species within all of this that would probably be good to do down here. So it's definitely something to think about. But the price is insane. I mean, I think that it's worth the price.
Yeah.
That I do.
It's
100%.
just because they're nowhere near common yet. I saw my first Western in person like
At
a
Ron's
day
place?
ago.
Yeah. Yeah, they're cool, man.
I've seen the blotchies in person because Tremper brought a couple to Tinley, like a couple. Was it like the October one? I think.
Yeah, last
maybe?
October.
How was that experience for you going to Ron and Heather's?
Oh my goodness.
Just plans.
It's inspiring.
Yo,
Plans.
Yeah. And I was like thinking to myself, it's hard to explain. So I hope I like say this correctly. But like seeing that someone's just like built this on their own, like they're not like, it's not an unobtainable tier level to get to. Like if you just like put in the work and the time to like build it, you could like, it's like obtainable. Like you could like just put in all the effort for the critters.
Yes.
I think the best way to put it is like not saying they're the old guard because they're still here, they're still adapting and moving, but you know, putting those heroes and stuff up on pedestals and not seeing it, not like losing it, like they're just these normal people, but seeing it as seeing that it's achievable for an unnormal person to have it. It's not that
You just got to put in the work.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that too many. I'm going to use the word, and I'm not calling them this, but too many old heads stay on their... They stay with what they know.
Yeah.
And they are really the example that we all should lead when it comes to that, because it's just like, it's never about what works. It's always about how we can improve.
Yeah, and they're like building stuff. They're always building new
They're always
things,
tweaking it.
And
I go and I'll drop off like pallets to them. They're like, we always need pallets. Whenever you have pallets, just drop them off. I'm like, okay.
That's like one of the perks of my job, because we were like looking at their system. It's like I get free pallets for days.
Yeah, dude.
I'm good. So I was like, okay.
Yeah,
we got some things going on here.
Yeah, no, it's great. Was there anything that they're doing that, I mean, other than the cages, right? But is there anything that they're doing that you didn't think about, and you're like, I need to probably incorporate this?
Well, like for us, like with the frogs, like the skink wise, I think we've been basing a lot of information, like our plan for that.
Yeah.
Outdoor style stuff.
In line with what we've talked about, because Stacy talks to Heather quite frequently. But we just talked to Ron about his last spawn of dumpies, and he kept them in the same spawn tub that he had outdoors. So
with plants and all that.
Having that and leaving the spawn in there, not worrying about that like quick change constantly, like doing frogs indoors is a hectic time.
It's tough.
So you guys know I'm scared of frogs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did buy some white street frogs. They are at a friend of mine's house, and we're having this experience with keeping them indoors, where it's just like,
they're messy frogs.
Yeah. And it's like we can't get them to grow and behave in the way that we were trying to get them to grow and behave by now where they were, with how long we've had them. So we are right now in the process of creating like a Repti style, like frog hotel kind of situation, where it's just like, no, now you're going to be in a situation that's probably a little more naturalistic. You're going to be able to get rain cycles and just keep it like that.
So,
the indoor ones I do have, they're in big PVC with like a basking lamp on them and the UVB bars. And I have a big like live plant in there and really thick, good branches for perching wherever they want to at the various like levels to get warm. I think that helps a lot, like the basking for them. They're not like a cold frog.
It's like one of our friends that we used to, like when we first started vending, we vended right next to him, was Michael Novi from Rainforest Junkies.
Okay.
Don't even know him, but he's awesome.
And his setup, because he breeds a crap ton of frogs, like the fringe leaf frogs, he was really successful with those.
Yeah.
Red eye morphs and all that stuff. He's been like the progenitor of a lot of those. He's like the sterile indoor, like everything's clean. Like anytime he goes out, it's paper towels.
Yeah.
And he's like, anybody that talks crap on me, guess what? Do what I do and get to where I am, and then you can talk crap on me. Until then, I don't care about your opinion.
Yeah, I like when things like that happen, because it's like, I do think it's important for us to put effort to keep things naturalistic, but if simple works, for the keeper and the animals we keep, and they're like being able to behave and act in certain ways, then I think that, okay, maybe simple works, and then we could start again improving into how we could change this up a little bit to make it beneficial for all parties. Because at the end of the day, like, yes, the animals' care needs to be the first thing that we think about, but I also think that if we want to put maximum care into these animals, we have to feel good about what it is that we're doing, and we have to continue to enjoy it. So we have to get something out of it, and it in turn benefits the animal.
And there's a bunch of different ways to do stuff.
Yeah.
Successfully.
I agree.
It depends on your situation. If you try to like copy someone else's stuff exactly, it might not work where you are.
Yeah.
Like
that's like we can't copy Florida exactly, but like you guys can't copy the stuff that we do up north either.
Course.
So it's
I always like feel it's like a bittersweet thing whenever I do talk about like the outdoor enclosures, because I know everybody can't do it, you know, and it's like I don't want people to think that whenever we talk about it on the podcast that it's like
that's
preachy.
the only right way.
Yeah, and it's like I know I don't feel that way. It's just like I'm really happy with the way that I'm doing it, and like I just hope that people can try the different thing if they can in a different way, you know. But let's jump back into blue tongues real quick. I did have another question. What is your approach when breeding these blue tongues? Like, what are you doing when you're like, I'm trying to pair these groups together? How are you pairing them?
So, I think I goofed up this year.
Okay.
I think so. I'll tell you what I did this year, I guess, and then how I usually do it. This year, I thought to myself, what if I give the males like a day or two in between pairing and let them recover a little bit? And I had a really bad season doing that, and that was one of the only outliers that I had, was giving them a longer break in between the pairings.
Yeah.
And I didn't get very many like litters out of that.
Yeah.
But previous years, I would just pair the males with any of the female that I wanted. I try not to do more than 1 or 2 females per male, and I would do them pretty much every day until she was like out of the cycle, when she like started being mean. You know, when they're like they're not going to be too aggressive when it's actually time to pair them, and then the female starts getting like antsy. But yeah, I would cool them all down for like 60 days, bring them down in like October, wake them up around Christmas time, like the end of December.
Yeah.
Give them like a week or 2 of like normal temps, start feeding them a little bit, and then start pairing them when the males are like showing interest in like really cruising around and looking. And I think doing the everyday pair was what helped a lot.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I agree with you. That's how I used to do it, and that was the thing that you did this year was a similar mistake that I made.
Oh,
I've made
man.
that. I've done it too, and it becomes a thing where it's just like I had so many more females than I had males, and I was like, I got to figure out a way to get all of these animals to breed, and it's just like maybe that's just not what you got to do here.
And I thought that giving the males a break would be better, but I don't think it is, because the window's so short on them anyway.
Right? And then it's like, and then I think about like I know that they are able to copulate every day, but how much of that is fertile? Like I don't like what is the when do they recoup that situation?
And I haven't I've seen some of them ovulate for sure. Like I pick them up and you can tell she feels like a brick, but that doesn't happen all the time. So it's like really fast, and you don't exactly know how many days it's been. It's hard to time.
Yeah.
And,
I usually would go when I was breeding them indoors. I would aim for 3 copulations, shoot for 5.
Yeah.
And then if the female was still taking, then I would just until she started
fighting back. I've gotten 6 from like a really chill female that was like, and that definitely not counting this year, but that always resulted in babies the prior years. Yeah. And I think there's a secret with this outside cohabitating stuff. Yeah. Because people are having a lot of luck. I know some people up north that are cohabitating them in environments, and everyone in Florida who's doing it seems to be having good luck with the females, and I think it's because the male just has access, and when they're ready, he knows.
Yeah. You might even hit twice a day because you're not watching it at all times.
Yeah. We don't know.
I have pairs and I have groups, and what I noticed something strange this year. I guess most people might not think blue tongue skinks can be maternal or very maternal or something like that.
I think they might be.
So this is the thing. So it's one thing for the mom to get aggressive with you when you're collecting her babies, but I've noticed the extra female that I had in there protecting the babies. where like I'll be grabbing the babies and it'll be like the female that didn't just give birth and she'll be attacking me and I'm like, you never attack me. And then like, what's going on here? It's like a real community that these skinks are having.
Like if you look at some of the other Australian skinks, like the Ergurnia, they form these parental units. So you have the bonded pair, and then you have like 2 or 3 generations of offspring. Until that offspring, that like second or third generation is like, hey, it's time for me to go find a girlfriend, and then get kicked out, or move on to the next like group. But they're all like, if you don't mess it up, they're just like, yep, this is my group. I'll protect it. We'll run around. We're all good.
Happy little family.
Yeah.
I love them.
I got one more question, and then we're gonna get into this, and I'll explain to you what this is.
What the heck is this?
Yeah, I'll show you. All right, so are you breeding the Aussies different than the IJs?
No.
Good. Cool. Finding the right substrate is a paramount part of reptile keeping. And if you're looking for the best cocoa option, we recommend Cocoa to Go. Cocoa can be used for reptiles, amphibians, and even plants, so they're perfect for any kind of setup. So we make sure to use Cocoa to Go. Let them know that the Reptiles With Podcast sent you. These are little capsules with questions. This is a new little thing that I'm doing this year. So you're going to reach in, and you're going to pick one up, and then we're going to answer them. You can, if you want. Now, the different colors do mean different things and different levels of difficulty and controversy.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So pick wisely.
What's the controversy?
No, I got to explain it after.
I feel like this is going to be a problem, so let me take this one.
That is a problem. All right. That's why there's only 2 red ones.
I'm going to pick blue.
Look, that's an easy one. Let's go with the easy one first. Yeah.
Little container.
Right.
They are opening these up. I think the best way to do it is like you squeeze it and they
got 'em.
pop.
I
Yeah,
got 'em.
all right, perfect. They remind me of those little toys in like the supermarket.
Whoa.
All right, yours first. Go for it.
What's a piece of advice you always give that people usually ignore?
Yes.
Feed your crested geckos bugs. I can tell when people do not feed bugs. I know we didn't talk about crested geckos very much at all today, but like, I can tell like if someone doesn't feed buggies, like they just won't grow the same. They'll have like bigger eyes and stuff like that, even though they already have like googly eyes for a gecko. But like, I feed mine bugs at least once or twice a week, and they just grow better. They're thicker, and they take to it real fast. A lot of people are worried about them not like knowing what it is because we have all the prepared diets. But I've never had a problem like giving small babies little crickets. They go right to them and they wait for it, and that's like you hear about like the fruit eating geckos and stuff, and it is like easy for like people's gateway reptile pretty much because they have the prepared diet. Yeah. But I do really think they do still need the protein, and that applies to both the Gargs and the Cresties. Yeah. And those are 2 that we breed. I have Chihuahuas, but I haven't paired them yet. They'll be a next year kind of thing.
Cool. All right, you're up, buddy.
I think this one's perfect for me, considering what I keep. It's permitting, yes or no.
Yeah. How are we feeling about permits?
I feel it's beneficial in an aspect, but with limited, oversight. Okay. So if I get a permit, I'm like, hey, I'm trying to stay above board. Give me a permit. And you can go about it whether if you want to do like 1 or 2 species, like individuals. Yeah. But if you do something like me, I'd be like, hey, give me a permit for my house. Like if you want to do a yearly check, like an annual check, that's fine as long as I'm keeping records of sales. Yeah. But as far as, hey, I'm going to come whenever I feel like it. Yeah.
I think that's a little bit, that's the overstep.
And looking at the regulations, like I get you're trying to, like I'm not a Floridian, so I don't have the same issues where them FWC coming in and saying, hey, well, you have a dirty water bowl, here's a violation. Now give me your permit because you violated something. Yeah. And I'm not saying, hey, schedule it so I can avoid all this other stuff. If you want to stop in, okay, like give me a common sense because this is a living, breathing animal. There's gonna be an issue. Like I'm not.
When you clean, then they immediately like head right on over.
I'm not here 365 days a year, 24/7. Like I have a life. I have other things that I have to do. Yeah. So I think if they minimize some of the oversight and let the permit go, and then use that to benefit the hobby or like conservation in the state, like I'm getting ready to look at something that I can't have in the state without a permit. So if I get a permit, that's fine. You can come check.
Yeah. Like straight up no is a little rough.
No is people that really want something, a little bit of permit shouldn't stop them. It might make them think.
Yeah, I think that Florida. Ooh, I think that Florida has what could be a potential best case scenario, and I know that a lot of people are scared with the way that a lot of these regulations are going, and I'm not happy with a lot of the regulations, but the fact that we have the permitting system and it can be changed and updated is great. I do get worried at some of these states that have like no regulation for venomous snakes, and I'm just like, dude, what is it that we're doing here? No regulations for crocodilians. It's just like, this is not a leopard gecko. It's just like, these are...
I get mad when I see alligators.
That's a little bit of our problem. Like, that's where I think it's beneficial, because like we're in PA where it's, hey, I can walk into a show today, I can buy a king cobra, which last weekend we had baby king cobras on the table.
Yeah.
I can
Not
buy
us, but we saw them.
Yeah.
I can buy a crocodilian the same day, and most people won't even blink an eye because they're here for $1.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, guys, where can people find you one more time?
Roots, Scoots, and Scales on Facebook or Instagram.
Yep.
Either of those, just type in the search bar, will come up.
Yep.
Hell yeah. You
That's
guys
it.
did amazing. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Yeah, no.
Thank you.